So there's this idea that like gals may be stupid or that they're sexual, and this is because a lot of the gals, because they were doing counterculture and because they were wearing crazy makeup and disobeying the rules, they would get kicked out of schools and even out of their houses, and so they would have to live on the streets. And to make money on the streets, you would have to sell your body. And so a lot of gals we get compared to porn stars, or that were uneducated or like stupid and brash or like bimbos, and it's like no, that's not at all what gals are. Like me personally, I'm a biologist and marine scientist. Like I'm educated. I'm also like pretty reserved in who I show like sexual stuff to as well. So I don't know, like it's just sometimes it's interesting how history and the idea of a group of people kind of changes over time. My name is Micah Angelyne. I also go just by Angel or just by Micah. I'm from Honolulu, Hawaii, and my pronouns are they, them. Most of my life, I was on the more masculine side. So I was like one of those people that's like, ew, pink is like girl color and like super tomboy. And then I would say around like 2018 maybe, I started getting into kawaii fashion. So I was into J fashion. I was Lolita. I did pastels. I did like pastel goth for a while too. And then like I stumbled across Gyaru randomly through a J fashion, just Instagram. And I was like, I really like this. I like how brave it is. I like how inspiring it is. I like that it's inspired by Black women specifically. And I like the tan. I like makeup that can be done on people who are darker toned. And I was like, this could work for me. I actually started Gal when I was in high school in Atlanta. So luckily, Atlanta has a big alternative community, but they didn't have a lot of gals. So I had to like actually look for them. So I would post basically flyers like on Instagram, like, hey, come to our gal meet, come hang out with us. And it started with 3, and then it was like 6, and then it was 10, and I was like, wait, like now we're filling up like whole rooms like of just gals or like people that want to become gals. And like there are male gals too. So we would have like guys like trying to be like, oh, I want to be Gyaru, like I want to be, one of you guys too. And it was just so fun and so exciting. I am Gengaro, or I fall under different sects of Gengaro. So there's, Mamba, Yamamba, Romamba, and that's my favorite personally. I'm a Romamba gal, like all the way. I got my bows, I got my pink, that's who I am. And so the thing with Romamba, it's kind of romantic mamba. Like that's the idea behind it. It's like you have the dramatic makeup of mamba, but you still have the pink elements that are romantic and beautiful. There is a substyle within Gyaru that is kind of on the more promiscuous side. In it, a lot of those gals that did this style were hostesses and maybe even like sex workers as a whole, right? And so because of that, I don't do that style. I don't, subscribe to that, because as a Catholic, I do think I should preserve my body and, respect myself differently than how other people do it. And that's okay. Anyone can do whatever they want with their body. I just know for me personally, in my religious beliefs, I don't think I'm supposed to be a part, I guess, of styles that want to do sexual acts. But I've talked to Orthodox people, Orthodox Christians, that have sometimes given me a little bit of flack, which I thought was funny. I'm like, we're not even fully the same belief, but you're trying to tell me about being Catholic. But they would just tell me not to wear certain skirts or show like skin. Like what I'm wearing right now, it doesn't follow the church rule. Like I could not wear this in church because my shoulder is showing so much. But it's like they would kind of make it important to tell me that 24/7. I just don't think that's important or relevant as a Catholic myself. I'm like, yes, I'm strong in my beliefs, but I also understand that sometimes things need to change. And I think criminalizing and demonizing, women, especially just for wearing skirts or just for wearing something that shows their shoulder, I don't think that's the way the Catholic Church should be moving, or any religion for that matter. So there are people that obviously will say rude things, but there's a bigger crowd that like loves everything that you do. And so like you have to make sure you're focusing on like who cares about you and who likes the person you are. In terms of what's it like being an HBCU and also alternative, I was like made fun of. Like I remember vividly, like the football team, they called me like slurs, like LGBT slurs that I can't repeat, but they would say them, and I guess they assumed that I was secretly like a man dressing up as a woman because of my makeup style. It was just like the same way people said I look like a drag queen, all these things. So there's this idea that someone that's hyper femme or doing their makeup different than what you've seen is like lying to you, like it's a facade, right? And I don't understand that, but it's okay. Like I didn't fight back with it because I'm like, well, there's nothing wrong with secretly being a man or secretly being a woman. But then like as like the time passed, like people really started to like me, and I think people started to love my difference. Gal makeup is not very common. Like I'm wearing heavy eyeliner, I'm wearing like 4 pairs of eyelashes, I have a nose stripe, all these things. These are not normal like makeup, routine. It started as a protest among like schoolgirls against the beauty standards in Japan. This idea that like you can be bold, and to be a woman, you don't have to be this petite and pale and not wearing makeup type of woman. And so they basically started this whole style in protest to what people said what beauty was. And so it started with schoolgirls, like, you know, making their skirts a little bit shorter and then getting heavy tans and wearing makeup and just doing things that to us, you know, that's basic. Like, we do this all the time. But to them, it was something very brave. Because when you look at Gyaru, it was inspired by Black women a lot. And I'm someone who's Black, obviously. And so I feel kind of welcomed in Gyaru culture. And that inspires me as an, you know, someone that lives in the United States to do whatever I want or I feel comfortable in, whether it's like heavy makeup or, you know, crazy hairstyles or adding a little bit more pink to my outfits than I should be, because to me that's also like inspiring and different. A lot of gals are seen as like a phase. Like, this is something you do when you're 16 to 20 and then you become a real woman and you have children or you get married, right? But for like me in the United States, I'm like, no, I want to be a gal my whole life. Like, this is a part of my identity.